I'm sorry I needed to put this on because my hair is horrible. Hello everyone, thank you so much for being here. I'm Barbara and I would love to welcome the new subscribers because the last 1 week was kind of crazy because I think this was my very first video after the Abramovic video, which went a little bit viral, well, for me, because it's over 15,000 views now. Because of that video, a lot of you guys arrived here and subscribed, and I'm so glad for it because truly from the comments I can tell that there's a lot of you really genuine and kind people, and you're helping each other in the comments, and yeah, it's just it makes me feel really great that this starts to be a really nice community. So I'm really happy for my subscribers, all of you. And if you don't know me, I'm Barbara. I'm a Hungarian artist who has been living in Italy for 6 years in Veneto, close to Venice, close to Padova, in the countryside. I forgot to put my microphone in. Hopefully now the sound is great. I was reading all your comments below the video, and I realized a lot of you are interested about moving to another country or moving to Italy, but like moving in general, changing the location where you live. I thought I'd make a video about this, but not about the practical parts. Maybe I will make one of them later, but now I don't want to focus on the practical parts because I think a lot of articles and YouTubers are talking about those, but no one is really talking about how mentally choose another place. I don't know if this makes any sense, but I start immediately and I think you will understand. I'm gonna put on my glasses because I need to see my points that I wrote down. The first point is you have to understand yourself. Like, what kind of person you are, what are your needs, what do you like, what do you want from life and from the place where you are living in. And this is true even if you are just you are staying at the same place but you want to move to another house or apartment. But it's also true if you are moving from Europe to Asia. You need to know, you need to understand who you are and what is the most important thing in your life. Because you can't have everything when you're moving. Like, you can't find a place where all your needs and all the things that you like is there. It's just, this doesn't exist because there are, because places and cultures are different. So, for example, if family is the most important for you, obviously you want countryside area, you want a house, you want to live in the nature. Or if your job is really important, then you are gonna find a place where your profession is needed, obviously, and paid well. You need to understand what comfort means for you. Everything is really close and reachable fastly, then you mostly want to live in a city, for example. Or comfort means nature and calmness and quiet, then of course you want to go and live in nature, more in the countryside area. Or you want to fulfill your dream as an artist and you think the best place to do that is in New York, then you go there, but then you have to realize and you have to know that all your money is gonna go for rent, you're gonna live in noise 24 hours, you're not gonna have, you can't go out to nice restaurants to eat well. Or you want to live in a wood house in Iceland and in the nature where no one is finding you, and you want to live that kind of life. You can totally do that, but then you have to know that you're not gonna have social life so much, you're not gonna have parties, the first hospital is quite far, so you have to understand this. And obviously these are really two different kind of lifestyle, and there's a range of places and lifestyles what you can find. But I just try to make some examples so you understand what my thought is. The second point is I suggest you to go to that place, because a lot of people are just, watching a house online, or maybe they just go there once and they fell in love with the place, but like going somewhere for a week is not gonna show you how the place is in reality. So you need to spend there at least a month. I know if you have a job, it's quite difficult to handle this kind of thing, but it's important to spend in that place a lot before you move there. Calvero Oberg, who was an anthropologist, was talking about the phases of moving to another country. And the first phase is the honeymoon phase. So when you are going or moving to another country, the first couple of months are the honeymoon phase, when you are really excited, you're romanticizing the place and the culture and the people, the food, everything, and you're really excited about it and you love it so much. But that is not reality. That is just the excitement of the new, of the new adventure. But when that phase is over, that is the second phase, which is called the crisis bargaining phase, which means that the things that you were excited about and you thought that they are awesome, they starts to be annoying, you starts to hate them, and you see the whole place a little bit more in a lens of reality. And that doesn't mean that that place is not good. It's just the reason of your crisis is because you are in the culture shock. You born in a certain place and with a certain culture, language, etc. And when you are moving from that to another place, then you're gonna experience culture shock, because you're gonna realize that everything is different, and it's not going to be easy. And you can experience culture shock even if you are moving inside your own country. And obviously, the further you travel from your own homeland, you experience bigger culture shock. So, for example, I moved from Hungary to Italy, to North Italy. That was not a big difference for me. There are obviously differences, but both of the countries are Christian countries. They are European countries, so the difference is not that big. If I would move to Japan, for example, the culture shock would be really, really big, because it's in Asia, they speak completely different language, they are writing differently, they are behaving differently, the way how they are thinking is really, really different compared to mine. So there's nothing so it's not about that one is better than the other one, obviously. It's just that it's different compared to what you used to, and what you are born into. And most of the people are going and moving home in this phase. This phase can be also 1.5 to 2 years long. It can be really, really a long time. For me, it was almost 3 eventually. Most of the people are going home in this time. So, because it's difficult to adapt, it's difficult to be part, to integrate in someone else's culture. If you are interested about these phrases, in another video I can talk about this, but now I just wanted to talk to say this, because I really say that it's important to visit and spend some time in the country where you want to move, to talk with the locals a little bit and get to know who they really are and what they think about the country and the city or the place where they're living in. So you need to talk with them a little bit. So the third point is the weather, which is quite obvious, but still I think it's important to mention. The climate, the weather is quite important, because most of the people likes hot, warm weather, but you have to also consider that if you are coming from a place where there's 4 seasons, maybe a whole year of summer would be difficult for you to handle. Maybe your skin is really white and sensitive to sunlight, so you need to hide yourself all year from the sun. I wouldn't be able to live in Asia because the humidity there is too high for me. I wouldn't be able to live in Russia because that kind of cold is horrible, just the idea for me. This is a kind of obvious point, but still it's really important to consider the weather, because that's going to determine your comfort as well. And the last point is the people. When one of your friends is traveled somewhere, and they came back and they are saying like, in this country the people are so nice, etc. And I have to tell you, like, there's no such a thing that one country's people are nicer than the other one. It's not like this. Like, there are kind people everywhere, and there are people who are absolutely not kind. But it's not because of where they are coming from. Obviously, there are people like people from Spain or Italy where they are more warm and open, and fastly makes friendships. And there are Swedish people who are more cold, but I don't want to use these words because it feels like that is bad, but it doesn't mean that they are not kind or they don't like you. It just means that they need a bigger space. They need a little bit of space, and they need a little bit of time to be friends with you, but that doesn't mean that they are not kind. I think the important point is that you understand what kind of person you are and which kind of mentality you are comfortable with. So, for example, when I was 6 years ago, when I was choosing where to go with Erasmus, I wanted a place where I feel, this big enjoyment to life, and like loud friendliness. I really wanted that, so that's why I wanted to go first to Portugal or Spain or Italy, and then I ended up here in Italy. But I think it was a little bit stereotypical from me, but still I feel really close to Italians and Italian behavior in a lot of sense. I think in the end I chose well. And I wanted this kind of mood because I was coming from Hungary, where we are a little bit more moody or sad or melancholic. And that doesn't mean that we can't have fun or we are not funny or whatever, because of course we like to have fun as well. It's just because of our history we are a little bit more melancholic, which I also have. Like, I have a melancholic part. I just wanted to break from that. And then in the end, I loved being here in Italy so much that I stayed here. So again, you should know what's your nature and what kind of properties you have, and try to find that kind of mentality. So I think that's what I wanted to say. I hope it was useful. I hope I didn't overtalk. I hope I didn't offend anyone, because obviously this is not my intention. And these are just my experiences, so it can be that you think differently, but if you think differently, just tell me in the comments. There's no problem with that. Just write with care, please, and don't hurt each other. Don't hurt me, but don't hurt each other's. I would love to know your experiences and your thoughts in this topic, and I hope this was helpful, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. And the sun is out, so I'm going to go for a walk in the hills, and I see you in the next video. Ciao!